is incredibly ironic that the first time I've ever heard about laryngitis is today. So thank you all for your patience with this. Let's say you're sitting on a bus. You're waiting in line at the door. You're resting on the clock. You're still waiting in line at the door. And inevitably, you happen to engage in conversation with the person next to you. Or in the South, you'll take any and every opportunity to share with others. You exchange formalities, you comment on the weather, you make a reference to last night's game, just as a test of loyalty, make sure to offend him on the phone. And then that question comes up. Question you're asked time and time again by friends, by family, by strangers. The question that I asked 4 times in Carolina has never been old. The beauty of college is that each and every one of us will leave Chapel Hill with a very unique experience compared to those of our peers. This university offers 7 distinct majors, each with 1, 2, 3 associated minors, and you can combine and complement these concentrations to your heart's content. It was during C-Talks 4 years ago that you were enrolling in the first courses on Student Central. At the time, you're probably oblivious to the fact that more than 300,000 possibilities awaited you. Assuming, of course, that you get into the pre-reqs, but as long as there are psychology courses, you'd be fine. I bring this up because in the University of such prestige and academic diversity, we can study or do or be anything at all. The options, each of them life-changing, awe-inspiring to some portion of the student body, are limitless. And so, residents of Chapel Hill find it equally as fascinating as we do to ask that fundamental question, what are you studying? So, smile and answer, psychology. And Dr. Christie and I can both say that we are not exaggerating when we say that 9 times out of 10, we'll give you a little chuckle and a satisfied, are you analyzing me? More than 70 years, and we still can't separate the layperson perception of psychology from our dear, sweet Lord. So, you can respond to this prompting in both ways. My favorite is typically then to chuckle with them, so if you find them utterly fascinating, ask what they were like as a child. Of course, there might be ways to respond that no, not that type of psychology, and no, you do not provide for dream interpretations only with Starbucks. Assuming you haven't managed to make an enemy of your potential client, the next question is something along the lines of, well, if you're not analyzing people, what can you do with a degree in psychology? This is a question I like, because there's no right or wrong answer. We've already established that the word psychology has a primarily therapeutic connotation to the general public stemming from the 40s and 50s. But the word psychology to us means precisely what it is. And that's not something that you can sell while waiting for your latte liqueur at a chain at Starbucks. To put it bluntly, there's quite little you can not do with a degree in psychology. Our world is filled with people. They're everywhere. And each has a distinct way of seeing the world around them. The reality of our day-to-day lives is exclusive to us. It defines how we think, how we feel, how we act. And we, as students of psychology, have an innate interest in ways in which we can explain, predict, and alter those behaviors. That interest will continue to serve us well, whether we choose to be attorneys, baristas, awesome administrators, rocket scientists. All too often, I hear the half-truthing statement that diplomas are meant to be framed and hung on the wall to be seen, but never really used. For many, a piece of paper represents fond memories of the college lifestyle, of friends and professors, of all-nighters and Sunday afternoons playing frisbee on the quad. That piece of paper represents the successes that have followed a solid and well-earned college education, but not necessarily the learning privilege of it. But for us, in the coming months, years, decades, that piece of paper means so much more. It shows not just where we'll find ourselves, but the journey that will take us there. Not just the relationships we've established, but the ones we continue to maintain. Not just the benefits of being inquisitive in an academic setting, but our inclination to think critically each and every day. So I present to you a challenge. Psychology as a discipline brings knowledge from scholarship and research before applying that knowledge to the people around me. It offers us an alternative perspective of the aspects we think we know best about ourselves and others, new hypotheses to perfect pre-existing theories, new approaches that may change just as fluidly as we ourselves change. Naturally, that brings us to question, to investigate, to learn, and to question what we just learned. We take comfort in this never-ending cycle, which is precisely what makes psychology the dynamic and ever-evolving field of science that it is. So my challenge for you is this. Keep thinking critically. Keep asking questions. Keep questioning answers. And when the opportunity arises, because I promise you it will, take a moment to explain to others what psychology truly is, what it means to science, what it means to you. Apply it to the way you live your life and the way you perceive the world. And no matter where your future may take you, keep using it. Make us proud. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Dr. Jennifer Arnold of our cognitive program, who will formally recognize the officers of this year's Psy.
She did awesome for having my child.
Thank you, Jessica.